Charge up your game with excitement. Highest odds on the market. Coverage of all live and pre-match events. Place your bets with Solid Bookmaker and win with your favorite teams. Take what's rightfully yours with GG.bet.
Well, hello. Sorry for the little bit of a gap there, guys. Had to get some things sorted in the background. We're good to go now, though, as Team 1 and Furia having a little bit of a technical issue, so they're calling a pause just now. Should only be a couple of minutes, but it gives us a little bit of time to chittity chat. As we look towards, just in general, this matchup, it is a little bit of a one-sided one. The Furia obviously coming in as the massively favored side. But the thing that we do have to remember is that Team 1, I mean, whilst they look okay on Nuke, they look a lot better on Overpass. They've had some good victories here, and we've seen Furia waver in the past. Most recently, the last 3 games, well, let's say the last 5 games, right? Because it paints a better picture. They lost 16-9 to ENCE and 16-4 to Liquid here. Then they beat North in a double overtime and lost 16-4 to Vitality. 16-8 to Party Astronauts just thereafter. Let me just double check the PA lineup. Yeah, so that was a pretty big upset. So it's a map that we've seen them be shaky on before. All the while, Team 1 looked pretty good. They beat ATK here before they lost Sonic. No, that's after they've lost Sonic, actually. So that's with 10s, I presume. Let me double check those statistics I'm feeding you. No, okay, they were playing with Hiko instead of 10s. So 10s obviously just a stand-in for the IM Chicago calls. But as we look towards the pistol, it's already gone live, and we're going to see the kills going down in favor of Furia to start it off. Maluke up close and personal all around the smoke. Abel J. Be careful, he hasn't spotted him out just yet, so that could cause a couple problems. But as the smoke dissipates, Maluke is very quickly taken down. And it's 1-0 to start us off. I'm getting a little bit worried. Seeing Furia get off with a little bit of momentum is not what we want to see. We want a close game. We want Team 1. To be honest, I'm rooting for them, and I think most of you guys should be. The underdog story is always ideal, and I really want to see how Furia get on a Mirage. I think that would be a very interesting match between these two, because Team 1 always have really close games there, up against pretty good teams, and we've seen Furia dominate versus Astralis versus Fnatic. I wouldn't call it dominance against Fnatic, but they won. But lose to Bad News Bears. So they've had some troubles in the NA scene in general. The potential's there, is what I'm trying to say. And I'm starting to believe a little bit, or I want to believe a little bit in Team 1, but in order for that to start up, really, we've got to see them come through with some kills early on, and this round is not where it's going to happen. Furia are one of the few teams that I see making this massive investment into SMGs early on. I'm not a huge fan of it. Personally, I'd rather to see the majority of players invest into the likes of the M4s, the FAMAS. Because here's the problem. Look at a round like this. Okay, you will play it as a bonus round, and you'll have money to buy in the next, but it does give Team 1 an opportunity. Now, what I mean by that is, picture this. Furia don't find any kills in this round. They have 4 SMGs. It's possible. If they don't, Team 1 walk away with a huge advantage. Oh, the nades don't work out well for Art at all. See, this is a problem with CSGO. That last nade landed on this step, and he was here, but it does no damage. It does 1 damage. He was on 40. He took 1 damage from a nade that close. CSGO nades are so weird sometimes. But anyways, let's look aside from that. I mean, he could, I just want to further amplify the fact that he could be dead right now. But for the fact that it's this game's weird. But anyways, Team 1, if they walk away with no deaths on the board, they build up a little bit of economic stability. And alongside that, then you've got Furia weak as hell. They'll get one buyout with the investment in the next round, and that leaves them into a really, really difficult spot, where they're not really able to get all too much out if they lose the next round, and then it could be 2-2 with Team 1 having economic advantage, and we're spending a long time talking about that because not a whole lot of action's coming through, but eventually Bit's able to capitalize one onto Abel J. The spams are very close to taking Yuri down. He's in 15 HP. But bailing off. The whole round for Furia here is based on the fact that maybe they can catch them by surprise. That flashbang alongside Yuri retreating might actually lead to something going down for Queserado. He's on short with an MP9 in hand. Swings out. They're not expecting it, but still they come out on top in the engagement with Yuri being low. He's going to bait here for Art. As the flashbangs go over, Yuri swings, finds one, and goes down, but they don't expect Art to be here now, so he catches one in midair. Even still, the midi doesn't come through. As Vinny's able to walk into a 1v4 with this M4, he could try to save, but this... Okay, nice shot onto IDK. Heard him jumping down, just destroyed him. Tore his head clean off. He's going for this. Knowing they have economy to play with, I mean, it's worthwhile. Even just to try and find that extra economy damage. And the fact now that Team 1 walk away with 3 players kind of feeds into what we're talking about. You know, Furia don't get a lot of damage done coming into that bonus round. And now Team 1 gain some fiscal security alongside the fact that Furia have to invest pretty much everything they've got into this round. They still don't come out with the likes of an AWP. And because they had 4 SMGs, you're leaving Vinny with just the one ump to play with. So you see the disadvantage Furia have coming into this round. As Art goes down, the disadvantage extends. Abel J holding a long range. That's not a weapon you want to be taking the fight against. The AUG in the hands of Abel. Now we saw him absolutely dominate map number 1. Now Vinny's going to try to get a little bit aggressive, a little bit frisky. Picks up the M4 at least. The weapon drop gives away his position as being up close, and Bit knows exiting here is risky. Even a spam through that smoke will take him down, but he wants to wait until someone gets aggressive. Probably his best chance in this round is to catch someone off guard. And as Vinny kind of edges forward slowly but surely, I don't think he heard the steps. He starts to fall back. He'll be solo holding towards B as the rotate already comes up from Abel J. Completely sold out by the utility usage on the bomb site of A, but ultimately this hit will come in on B. Team 1 playing the mind games early on, and it's definitely working. We're going to look towards Vinny to try and hold this off. The closest player to him is Abel J, and look where he is. Absolutely miles away. He'll have no support, and with 32 seconds left, flashbang comes over. The smoke is there to at least buy him a little bit of time and allow his teammates to try and rotate down to help out. Smoke in the bomb site, so Team 1 hope to get the bomb planted. There is a gap there for Vinny to peek in, but there's also a gap for them to see him and take him to 12 HP. As the bomb plant is going down, Vinny finds one. Abel J able to capitalize onto the low HP. He left TRK on, and although he falls, it's now into a 3v3. All the kills go to Team 1, though, as Queserado was last alive. 1v5 with an AUG to work with. No utility, but he has got the kit. You can see he wants to go for this. But ultimately, as nobody peeks and Team 1 play it super passive, they win in the post plants, not giving Queserado any opportunities to find kills, and he makes the passive and smart decision to just bail out of there. He'll easily save over this AUG for the next round, but that will probably be all they have to work with. Look at the money sitting on Furia right now. They have no chance, unless they want to go for a full investment with pistols. But even that is not ideal. One thing I do like about Team 1 is the fact that although they wasted a lot of time down in the round, they knew what they were doing, selling the fakes towards Furia. It's not something they're going to be able to do too much, though. Eventually Furia are going to catch on and start as soon as execute is thrown down towards the side and there's no push, instantly rotate back down and play defaults. So, but early on it works. It gets you a couple rounds on the board and maybe gives you that economic stability that you're so desperately searching for. As you can already see, 3 players are plentifully stacked on the terrorist side. With this round serving to even further bolster down that terrorist economy, as they shouldn't lose a whole lot. the one rifle that they came in with already eliminated. An aggressive hold from Queserado proves to be inefficient. Yuri's actually getting a lot of damage done with the USP, and he wins the long-range duel against Maluki. How's that happened? Pushing through the smoke was a decent play by Able J, but IDK was staggered coming to the bomb site, so he caught him. But Yuri still has the chance to save this AUG, which could really help out their economy if he can manage it. He doesn't have armor though, and that's only a downside because then it kind of impacts him a little bit dropping over to another player. Whereas that could have come in otherwise. Get a little bit of money stacked up on your opera without him having to invest into a heavy weapon. But still, obviously far better to save this weapon than to just run in and die, basically. I mean, you're 1v4, chances are you're not going to walk out with a whole lot. Even still, he might find it difficult to save. He is being hunted down, but Bit's only got a Mach 10. But again, the fact that Yuri has no armor, if this first shot's hit by Bit, look at his aim. It just goes to hell as soon as he's tapped at all, and Bit comes out on top in the engagement. It's that lack of armor that ultimately costs him, looking for the AUG, but not able to find it, the E key, the death of many saved weapons. And that is 3-2. Team 1 claiming the lead on the terrorist side, even despite losing the pistol. And that's what we talked about. Look, the fact that Furia went for that aggressive position with the 4 SMGs, it's something that since day 1 of this update, I've said I like to see 2 SMGs bought out, maybe 3 if you're feeling frisky. But outside of that, like 4 is just too many. There's no way to make that money back, and it leaves you in a negative position for the future rounds. You're better off having one of those players take a P250. So let's look towards the full buy. Team 1 coming into this with an AWP on Barton. Furia not having the cash to pull that out. And in fact having very little utility. Only 2 smokes left over and a flash and no kits, more importantly. Team 1 have been playing these rounds super slow though. And whilst they did go in for the push with 20 seconds left on the clock previously, but that's 20 seconds by the time they got to the bomb site, which is something I don't mind seeing. You're not risking, you know, if the bomb plant is denied, then you've lost the round. It's not quite that harsh, but it does put you into a very hot situation. But it's also a position that it forces out a lot of aggression from a CT side usually, as they're like, oh, we can stop them right now. Kills go down for Vinny as he finds himself a double Bit. We're still watching for some reason. Thanks, Auto Director. Great job. Good job, Valve. Thanks. He's walking forward. He spotted the head. He's spraying over towards Monster, thinking he was about to be peeked. The shot was hit by Maluki, though, taking down Vinny and Bit. With the quick headshot onto Queserado, puts them back ahead. A 2v3 develops. This is what we were talking about. Team 1 look pretty good on Overpass in general, and we've seen Furia struggle. Pushing on through, stops the bomb plant though, 16 seconds left. Yuri actually drops Maluke as well. It's down to a 2v2. Barton though, not able to get too much done, but pushed up from behind. Not expecting Art to be here. The spam goes down. He stops the bomb plant. He's got to get out of here. 6 seconds left. The bomb plant will have to be committed to, and there's no time left. All he has to do is survive. Bit has to hunt him down, but there's no time left on the clock. And what a round from Art. Catching out the bomb planter, and there's the problem. That is what we talked about. Team 1 going for the site with 20 seconds or less left on the clock. It's not a position that if the bomb planter dies, it's all over, but it does force you into this very flustered position that you have to plant the bomb now. So jumping out, not even checking Monster, that's the thing. You're not really in a position where you can think, where you can sit back and contemplate the round. Now, losing that weapon did cost them quite severely. I mean, at this point, you're not even expecting a rifle to come out for Furia, even despite winning that round. Especially as he was facing with the USP, but the reason for that was because he didn't know if he was going to be pushed down immediately, and you don't want to be caught mid-reload in that position with 1 second left. Better to have the USP and at least a chance to fight. So he wasn't playing for the next round, he was just playing to win that one, which you can respect, for sure. But that's it. The time costs Team 1 a round at last. But there's still plenty of hope. I mean, they've been playing so well on the terrorist side, really seeming like they have a read on Furia. But the thing for Furia right now, I think, is just to avoid being sold any early fakes. And great utility usage already. Door opens, the push through the smoke. Art gets so much damage done. TRK down, IDK on 22 HP. That man has been naded and spammed through the smoke to the point that he's barely going to be able to participate later on in the round. Furia now with a 2-man advantage, and Art just walks into that smoke to pick up the AK, and he's out of there. He needs it, really. But I think he'll probably drop it at one of his teammates with 20 HP. That one-shot headshot capability is important, but it's not something that you want to see him keep, because if he does get into a duel, if he misses that initial shot, he'll be taken down immediately, pretty much. Playing the head peek angle towards the back of B, though, as they know the players were outside of there just a couple seconds ago, tens of seconds ago. Peek coming out from Able J isn't expected. He's able to walk away with 1 kill and plenty of damage onto the player that Vinny took down, IDK, who was already lit up, like we said. A fantastic nade earlier on from Able J lit him down to about 50, and then the spam through the smoke took him down to 20, which, not the best spot to be in. Team 1 now, 4-3. They're starting to fall behind a little bit. A technical pause comes through. IDK has got a lot of cash to play on. I want to see here. What's the... Mike do Able. So Able J obviously having a little bit of a microphone issue. That was a decent time to throw up on the scoreboard, on the screen, the correct map score there. I like to show you the odds every now and then, and of course, the obligatory, if you want to place a bet, go on over to gg.bet. Hashtag not selling out. Good nade as IDK goes down to 70 and they start to rotate all the way back. I like the passive call from Yuri. We've seen a couple of players fall to that. Oh, there's no mid presence. I'm going to go over towards Fountain, sit here and wait for a push without any support, and then you're taken down straight away. Team 1 have that 1 AK on IDK. He had a lot of cash to play with, so I definitely understand this hero rifle play. But it doesn't seem to be working out, as they just get mowed down towards Monster, and look, really in that position you're only expecting IDK to be the one fragging. The other players are kind of acting like the pawn to the king. You just rush on forward, say, hey, I'm over here, shoot me, shoot me. Then IDK swings out with that AK and hopefully shuts them down, at least trades, but not hitting his shots. Leaves it 5-3. Whoopsies. Art comes in with the opening kill onto Barton. AWP down towards connector, supported as well, just in case they were going for a faster player. Had a couple of units ready to charge him down. Man advantage early on for Furia to play with. And a team, I want to take a look actually at what the conversion rate usually is. I've closed the page. Why have I done this? Please don't fight. Please don't fight. Oh, why you gotta do that to me, Bit? As he takes down Yuri, getting aggressive towards the top of connector. It was a brave flank, but an unnecessary one, really. I feel like this is something Team 1 are doing well, robbing all the information away from Furia. The man advantage at least gets traded back afterwards. But with no bomb spotted, it'll be curious to see them actually draw any conclusions from it. We're still going to see that 2-2 hold coming through. Molotov is being deployed down towards B. Lots of utility usage. As Vinny goes for the peek, hoping the smoke will at least shade him from enemy bullets and give him an opportunity to just spot out a little bit of information. That was just an info peek, and it goes well. As they spot out nobody's there, they can start to rotate up towards A if they want, especially now with the utility being thrown over. They really should be. Art finds one on the bomb side. Quesarado up close and personal with an AUG to play with. Art's got that scope trained on in as he takes down Maluke. It's a 4K on the board. Quesarado better not steal this. It could be the ace for Art. Everybody's rotating up. They're hungry for it. But Art playing patiently. They haven't yet spotted out that he's up close. It's only got 75 HP. Well, he's got 75 HP with 3 seconds left. They just need to avoid peeking him. 2, 1, 0. There it is, and they kill him after time? No? Question mark? Surely he's going to go down. No! He survives. He takes down 2 players and walks away with an AK. I could spend the next 20 minutes trying to figure out how that happened. But not only does he fail to find the opening kill, the fact that Art went aggressive, that drops an AWP. Okay, Serrato having to rebuy the AUG as well. That's a great finisher for Bit. I thought saving there would be kind of a dumb decision. He's so aggressive on the A site. He could be peeked from toilets and site and the other door in toilets at the same time. Potentially, not knowing how many players were there. I was surprised to still see him push forward after his teammates died. But he walks away with 2 kills. And hell, you can't argue with those statistics. Great damage done. Vinny, I'm not sure what he was doing there. Trying to jump up on top, but there was only a molly down. Usually you do that when there's a smoke to cover you, but that's just the confidence level he's coming in with right now. On 6-3. I want to just reference some of the statistics. The thing for Furia on this map was that they close out 77% of rounds, basically 78, when they find the opening duel in their favor. But when they lose the opening duel, 35. That's a really high percentage of rounds closed out after receiving a loss early on. This shouldn't see too much. You've only got the pistols left over, so Team 1 don't have much to work with. And they also only have a 27.7% win rate whenever they receive the opening death. While in general, look, 27, 28, that's a pretty good position. Average is between 20 and 25. The problem is that when you see a team that are usually playing against the likes of the Quest, New Identity, who, I mean, look, yeah, they're beating Cloud9, those two teams, but more about that a different day. Party Astronauts, you know, you're not playing against the same caliber of team that Furia are putting up these numbers against. You got Complexity, Luminosity, consistently playing against recently the likes of Energy, Ents, Liquid, North, Vitality on this map. That's this map alone. They avoided against the likes of Astralis. Naturally, as you would. So, like, really, Team 1 have good statistics on pulling rounds back and closing them out, but the problem is that they're doing them against worse teams, is what I'm trying to say. And even still, the stats are better for Furia. A timeout called on the T side, but to take a case study on this specific game, I think it's looking a lot better for Team 1. Yes, they've only got 3 rounds on the board, and they only had 3 last time, but they've won out 2 buy rounds. Positions that I didn't really think looked too fantastic for them. At the moment, I mean, last time they were at a surplus of opening duels versus rounds connected. Right now, you've got 5 opening duels going their way on the T side. On the counter-terrorist, it's kind of okay. If you open up a round, and then you get traded back, yeah, you've got the opening duel, but really you're in a worse position on the CT side if you're finding 1-for-1 trades. But on the T side, even 1-for-1s are good. So that's a curious thing to have 60% closeout rates so far on the T side when they find the opening duel. Not what you want to see. Not what you want to see at all. So 1-for-1s we just talked about being better for the terrorist side. They find themselves now with a much weaker defense, but look at this. Sneaky beaky. Yuri lands a lot of nade damage. Now they know he's up close on long, so he bails out of there. Takes a little bit of control of... Toilets is what I was going to say. Control in toilets, or toilets control. Make your mind up. Team 1 lose quite a lot of HP, but still with the man advantage in play until Serrato has something to say about it. He's going to re-peek this with a flashbang. Oh, jumping back there was not the play. But Yuri's luckily in position to trade him back, but Barton actually landed a nade just before that to eliminate Serrato. And with Bit finding 1, look, it's a 1v2. It's a winnable spot. They know where he is and they spot him going down connector, so they have to rotate over towards this B side. But Bit should be able to drop that smoke towards heaven and get this bomb planted down. 6 seconds left on the clock. Nobody's in position to stop him. Oh, does Yuri get there in time? Just about as he leaves the site, but it doesn't matter. It's Vinny actually landing the kill. Up from heaven, spamming through the box. Eventually takes him down on the exit. And so you're into an 8-3 scoreline. But why aren't they defusing? Well, because just look at where Yuri's going. He's trying to upgrade that weapon. Make sure they've still got that AVP to work with in the next round.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
No. No, you don't want the SG. So it's 8-3. Team 1 at this point, they are falling behind, but there's still time for them to recover this and make it a decent half. My main concern for them is the fact that Furia in general don't tend to be too poor on the terrorist side on this map. They connect like 41% of the rounds here. Now if we look at them most recently, let's see versus North, what was their struggle? They had an okay, it wasn't really a struggle for either teams, 9-6 to the CT side in each half, that's decent. But the fact is, with them having a decent terrorist side up against a team like North, when they face Team 1, you can only expect an extravagant one. Team 1 need to finish, to me, with at least 7 on the board. I mean, 6 is usually an okay position, but just with your Furia being so favoured. The fact is, though, 6 is going to be even hard to come by, as they lose so many players early on in this round. Bit is the last alive, 1v4. Eventually finds the kill on the Quesarado, but it took him a little bit too long, so he's double peaked from short. And it goes 9-3. Oof, a little bit of a sneezing fit goes on there. I don't know why, it seems to be my hay fever just kicks in at night. Oops, almost followed the grenades. Watch that flashbang go! Where the hell are we looking? Okay, so, as Furia try to defend over... Oh no! Vinny's just found a double kill with the molly! They did so well opening up the round, and then it's just taken out of their hands. Team 1 with the faster strategy on the weaker investment. They actually managed to pull it back, even despite a double Molotov kill. Furia just cannot get ahead. Those are the only kills they found until Art's able to capitalize one with the AWP. Scoping in towards water, ready for Bit to peek. That shot was so close. He knows there's an op. Up. Oh no! As he tries to peek the op on the flashbang, Art spams and finds a kill. That's one of those positions where he's full blind. Oh no, rip Maluk. And rip the round for Team 1. That's one of those spots where he picks up the AK, he spams while full blind. And he's just, did I get him? Did I get him? Did I get him? Just keeps on spraying until his teammates say, yeah, he's dead, he's dead. Oh, I've just spotted Moobot is lying to people. Thanks a lot, Moobot, because I just remembered it's actually my job to change the Moobot, so yikes. The caster's not Zesht. Zesht is a little bit more German than I am. The caster is Mitch. Hello, dude. How you doing? Art walking away with an opening here. There's Bit down. Team 1 have looked good in the buy rounds here, and well, the early buy rounds, and this is sad to see it flip back over so aggressively towards Furia with 10 on the board already, and the opening duels just keep on coming. Art's been so impressive on this AWP. What's he currently at? He's only 12 for 7, but his early round impact has been so great. But again, getting a little bit over aggressive does offer Team 1 a little bit of an opportunity. As Barton goes down, Maluke's only got 94 to work with, and a headshot will quickly dispatch him as Able J finishes off the round 11-3 now. Not an ideal position to work from. I mean, I had faith coming onto this map, but with the scoreline we're currently sitting at, it's looking like it's going to be over pretty soon. Spams go down. Yuri finds 2, but he's inside a Molotov as we're finally back into it. I had to jump away for a second, but Team 1, last round of the half, they find themselves at a 2-man disadvantage to work with. AWP locked down. There's Art again having that early round impact with 2 kills. And it's all down to Bit. What can we really expect from him? Well, not a whole lot. As he pushes forward towards the B-bomb site, he can't spot anybody out. Furia are very spread though, so if he finds the first kill, maybe. But he had to do it cleanly, and now on 4 HP, there should be no chance for Team 1 to win this round. He's obviously going to go for it. It's the last round of the half. but the impact will be questionable. As Art again follows through on the AWP, finishing out on 15 kills, but being outshone by Yuri, another player we've seen do really well up against some of the best teams in the world. And as we look towards opening duels, you got 7, 8, 9. 9 of them in favor of Furia, and yet they've walked away with 12 rounds. Art, that's surprising. So Art is actually 4 for 2 in early duels. Well, we've seen him fall before over towards the likes of Party, getting a little bit aggro. It's Yuri that's the most positive with 3 for 0, and Vinny behind him. Queserado and Abel J have only lost when they faced the opening battle of the round. 0 for 3 in first round kills. Furia look towards B, but get hit up very heavily by nades on their way. As Art closes in on Monster, he's been flashbanged back, won't be able to help his teammates out, and we're caught towards water. Art's now being spotted as well. All the information to play with here on Team 1, and as they peek out to try and take them down, they succeed. Yuri is last alive. Loses a lot of HP in that fight. Here's a player up close. That could be dangerous. Barton! He delays him long enough that Maluka is able to come up behind, but that became very, very scary for a second. Flameblaze, hello. Yeah, I'm reading chat a little bit. I've had to do a lot in the background here, just setting up some tech stuff, but like this, look, boom! There we go, a little bit delayed. Correct map score 1-0. It's not looking good for Team 1, gotta say. But I'm trying my best. It's always sad when there's the delay on the streams, so I can't talk to you guys quite as much as I want to. Oh, well, I mean, what is that nade? And nothing wrong with how IDK threw. It's just stupid that those pipes actually have a hitbox for grenades. Unnecessary. Like, oh no. IDK finds it on the Yuri though. Through the smoke, making up for the botched nade earlier on. Luke pulls back one by taking down Vinny. As Furia look to do... Where's Arts? Okay, he has got a pistol. I thought he was just throwing his pistol away. He was looking for a knife if they ran through the smoke. That's a brave move against an SMG. As Abel J is left alone, he's not going to last too much longer either. Take a look at the kills though. Again, you see 4 SMGs bought up for Team 1. And Maluke finds 2 kills with the AUG. So not only is there not enough kills, full stop. Oh no, you can't upgrade. Bit takes an AUG. Please don't let anybody else stray from the SMGs. The whole point, if you're taking 4 SMGs, you have to play it as a bonus round in the next. Like if they lose now, Bit's going to have an SMG in the round that matters more later on. You know, it is nice to have a rifle on either side, but you've dug your own grave by taking 4 SMGs. That's what you do. I love teams that take pistols in round number 2 after losing. Yuri trades, but look at his HP. That's really good for Team 1. They can retrieve that AUG as well now, with him backing off. Where's the other AUG? Yeah, Maluke has... So both AUGs were towards the A site, leaving a much weaker B defense. But as Furia push forward, they've got themselves, obviously, 4 HP on Yuri. So it is a disadvantage, you know, running into those SMGs when they can just one-shot one of your teammates. Smoke for TR, he spots them out, drops the smoke, keeps himself safe a little bit. He's got a little bit of a gap over it, I think. But he's so easy to spot there, so it's not the best spot to play with. Maybe if he has an AUG and he can scope in, but pending no AUG, the flanker of Mighty K's been spotted. Yuri was in position to take him down, and instantly that information is there. They've pushed A, they're probably rotated down through the spawn, so you can instantly start the push towards that A bomb site. I don't want Yuri to be the one leading the charge, though. He's got to wait for his teammates, and that's slowing them down. They take a long time to really uproot and make this push happen. There is still only one player here, though. The rotations come in from Maluke, 30 seconds left, 20 by the time they get to the site now at this point. Sorry, Yuri. I mean, he shouldn't be peeking that. He's on 4 HP. But he comes away. Just completely destroys him with a 3rd kill on the board, despite being lit down so early on. He finds another 2, and that's into a 2v4 now. Team 1 creeping their way towards this A bomb site. Smokes and nades going down. Furia in a pretty good position. Even despite the low HP, the fact is Team 1 have to push by Yuri's teammates before they get anywhere near him, and he's still got a decent range to play with. Tippy tapping away. TRK does quite a bit of damage, but trading headshots against an AK is not the position you want to be in. Flame Blaze, no, I know, dude. I know, I remember you being in some of the ESEA games, right? If I remember correctly. Eliminator, I am Irish, yes indeedy. And roster change for C9. I mean, if there's not a roster change for C9 in the next week, maybe month, then I don't know what's going on. Like, you cannot have that kind of performance against... I mean, absolutely no offense towards New Identity or the Quest, but you can't be having that kind of performance against them. Not backed by C9, not with that much talent. I don't know if it's a leadership issue there, but something is wrong. And something... I mean, you gotta just tear the lineup down. It's the best way to put it. A 13-5. The pause that came through will maybe see a little bit of a change in direction. Hopefully Team 1 have had a little bit of time to talk over their plans, their strategies, and get themselves back in order, because so far there has been a lot lacking. Yuri right now 24 for 9. 143 ADR and 3 for 1 in opening duels. But Able J goes down early on and drops the bomb. He was down towards Monster. They have that info to play with. They've spotted the bomb, but they've still got aggressive holds towards A. I'm not sure what this is about. The rotate should be coming down. Bomb is in the open. Did Barton maybe not realize? It's behind the wall for him, but he found the kill. Surely noticed the bomb on the radar. Maybe not. It's maybe a little bit of a slip-up. With no reaction from the A players, it definitely looks like he doesn't know the bomb is there. Okay, Serrato, you can see him, he's kind of thinking about going for the peak, but realizes, I don't know how to deal with this op in the corner. I don't know if I want to deal with this op in the corner, more like. Yuri's got a smoke, he can pop down and recover that bomb fairly easily. As they start to push, oh, alright. Well, GG. TRK has just shredded them with the MP9. Yuri retrieves the op, spots out that there's, retrieves the bomb even, spots out there's still an op over towards Monster. Vinny's being spotted out in the bomb site, spray down, goes in, but it's not able to go through, so it's all under Yuri. And despite his aim being nuts so far, he's not able to flick over to Bid in time. As the SMGs dominate on the B site, TRK and Bid both finding 2 kills, and boosts up their money quite a large amount. Or you could say, the player on the bottom of the CTUI got a little bit of money. Get it? Because... Bit, I'm sorry. It's okay. I'm ashamed of myself. (13-6). Team 1 have themselves the AWP, the AUGs, and the SG. Everything that they could possibly hope for with the full scope setup. A pivotal part of a lot of CT defenses these days. IDK is that one-shot capability from any range with the SG in play, but the timing has worked out terribly for him. As they start to push on up, he has absolutely no idea. Nades coming over, making a nice little pattern. Nice geometric shape. Oh, IDK's flashbang, he can't help out his teammate. Maluke caught in the open, eventually going to be blinded up by Yuri, and he kills him with his own flash. They're after flashbang, but they have no idea that IDK's up close. 1 kill on the board, swings out, catches another! Where's the communication? Why is Serrato still looking at the bomb site? Oh my god. Just torn apart there, and just one call could have helped that a little bit of a faster reaction. Now it's into a 1v4 and Able J. There's so much to do. It's just a P250. This round should be over, and Team 1 start to close in that gap. This is more of what we're talking about. Team 1, losing out the T-side pistol round, only got those 3 on the board, and yet they're still making this a close game. If they had had a better T-side, I would have believed in them to take this map, but I think it's only a matter of time before Furia get the weapons out and start taking this a little bit slower, a little bit more systematically. What's on Kyo going to G2? I think a lot of things need to happen in G2. Well, the pistols here at least get some damage done. One more kill's nice if they can get it. Yuri spams away and finds it. Some economic management, but Team 1 have started to build up quite a stack of economy. So it's a long road. A long, long road ahead. Mitch, unless you're an 18-year-old footballer. I just tried to do it from memory, to be honest, my dude. Oh, it's _IE. Rip. That doesn't really matter. I don't really use Instagram anyways. It was just the format it was in, so I put it in. Push towards the B side. Art's caught out in the open. TRK takes him down. He saw the gun barrel just before. Those smokes all over the bomb site are not seeing a whole lot. Results for the T side, really, but eventually able to push on through as Quesarado finds a second on the board. AWP scopes in and Yuri falls. A second to be connected. Maluke pulling this round back out of the gutter as there's 2 terrorists left alive to defend this side, but the bomb at least goes down, buying them a little bit of time to work with. They both go to CT. This position is spicy. Can't believe I've just used the word spicy unironically. Again, I apologize. We're trying new things out here, and none of them are good. Oh, the shot from Bit, but no way they expect Quesarado to be here as well. It's unlikely where the bomb is planted, but they've spotted out. They probably assume he's on short. Smoke goes down. Now they've spotted him in the open, and he's not able to do anything here. Spam from 3 different angles and taken down. The defuse will go through, right? Yeah, there's time. No worries about that. And also, who says I can't be an 18-year-old footballer aside from my age and my physical shape? I have bought a bike though, so I'm going to start going to the gym, cycling over, and, you know, just getting ahead of things. So pause comes through. It's the T-side timeout. Naturally, Furia haven't been having a great time in their buy round so far. You're allowing Team 1 a lot of access to pull a pack, and it's something we talked about, just their ability in general over on the Team 1 side to pull things off that, you know, individually they're not a team to be stomped. The previous map of Nuke looks better for Furia, and it's not too surprising that they walk away with the victory. They've been contesting some of the best teams in the world on that map, but Overpass is where they've been shaky. Like most recently, the loss up against Astralis. I mean, what am I talking about? Party astronauts. A loss against Astralis would be fine, but they beat them in a best of 1 and best of 3. So, you know, that wasn't disappointing. That was amazing. But Mitch, Astralis only play against top 4 teams. I don't give a damn if you can't beat Furia. Not that Furia are bad, but if you can't beat a team that isn't in the top 10, you're not the best team in the world. You're not uncontestable. You're not gods. And it annoys me. That argument, when I saw that argument going out, yeah, they're just not used to Furia. Like, no, stop trying to take away from Furia. Saying, oh, you're random, so they didn't know how to counter you. They didn't know how to counter you, therefore you won. Therefore, congratulations. Not, oh, let's make up an excuse for Astralis. They lost. Cool, it happens. Nice flashbang. Maluke goes out for the peak. Oh, a little bit awkward, but he resets his spray and takes him down, knowing that Art was flashbanged. But he still took quite a lot of damage in the process. Yuri should be able to finish him off quite quickly. He doesn't even take a point of damage in the meantime. But does he expect IDK to be up close? They know the flash came from down the very back of long. With IDK up close, he could catch them off guard. Oh no, IDK's creeping up behind Yuri. He's just going to follow him and then eventually takes the kill. Doesn't want to wait any longer as the fight towards the bomb site wasn't going down too well. SG picked up and he knows where Quesarado is, so it's easy peasy. What a huge round from IDK. The trigger discipline ultimately allowed him to close in the distance towards the bomb site. Find that kill and find the round. Furia are going to be furious with how that developed. They had so much control. They had a decent position pushing towards that bomb site. Players locked in CT, but that one play from IDK is what cost them everything. Oh, hey, I just want to be clear. I'm not saying by any means that Furia are now a better team than Astralis, full stop. They beat them in a best of 1, best of 3. Cool. I mean, there's still plenty left for Furia to prove themselves on a consistent basis to get there. Furia, not a top 10 team. You drunk, Mitch? I mean, obviously with their LAN results there now, but coming into that last, when they were going into ECS, were they top 10? Maybe they were. I don't keep an eye on the top 10 all too frequently, okay? I definitely remember a time 1 year ago where they weren't. But I'm pretty sure beating Astralis and stuff would have pushed them over the line to top 10. I don't know if I'm right on that. Do correct me if I'm wrong. But before ECS Season 7 finals, were they in the top 10? Does anybody know? Fundamentally. Now people are just going to say yes, so I'm wrong. But thanks guys. Team 1 locked out of the bomb site. AWP on Yuri is probably one of their best chances at this round. With the bomb planted, time's going to start ticking away. If he can find 1 kill, that could be Team 1 locked out of the site completely. This is what I was hoping for, though. A much more competitive game, and Team 1 is certainly delivering. Peeking out to IDK. Yuri misses the shot. He's going to go again. That's brave with 30 HP, but he comes down on top of the engagement. Now they should just think about saving, but they continue to go forward. Barton falls. And the economy, despite winning so many rounds in a row, I mean, Team 1 have lost a lot of players in the last couple, so they're not stacked up on economy all too much. So things can still get pretty costly for them.
Terrorists win.
At least Bid does save over the AUG. It'll help them out somewhat. Maluke has no money, so he can't drop over anybody that gives him the AWP. And a cameraman. I see sometimes the auto director just dies. It's a problem. I mean, we have our good friend Ryan. Ryan Balzanitsky. He's the observer, so just flame him. It's his fault, not me. Just remember that. Ryan Balzanitsky, did I say? Yeah, Balzanitsky. On Twitter. Just tweet him. Tell him you're a terrible observer. There you go. We're sorted. Mandy, yeah, I was the guy that cast the 80 rounds ranked G's. 76, right? Pretty sure. 40 to 78. 40 to 38 in the end. That was a long ass game. That was the longest pug I've ever cast in my life. My god. So as TRK finds one onto Art, who was, I mean, look, that aggression is fine if you've got a flashbang going over, but in the lack of it, I don't like to see the peak going through. Team 1 had 2 players there, able to shut them down. They claim a man advantage for free. Furia now start to make their way towards A. Their utility is very limited, only 2 smokes, a flashbang, and a Molotov. And no information to play with. They've at least cleared out toilets at this point, but it is drastically slowing them down. That combined with the fact that IDK still has a Molotov and is about to deploy it on short. If that went to toilets, this would have slowed them completely, but going to short, it won't have too much impact. Yeah, great job, Auto Director. Yeah, we want to see TRK holding Monster, don't we? Flash goes over and the push comes through. Vinny's able to find one, and Maluke goes out for the swing, but he's not able to get all too much done thereafter as he's shut down. Still, that's plenty. 1-for-1 trades for the CTs are fine. There's 14 seconds left. And Fury have pretty much lost this round where it is. They have to kill Bit, and he's hiding behind the truck, wasting as much time as he possibly can. Finds a kill, and that's it. K. Serrato has no time to get it done, and ultimately falls as the player pushes through the smoke to support. 14 to 11. Team 1 make this a much, much closer game than anybody expected it to be, really. Four AUGs and an AVP to work with. I'm kind of interested at this point. I mean, Furia, the map's getting super close, but they still might lose in regulation. With Team 1 stepping up their CT side, this is one final buy. I really want to see Team 1 win this. I'm going to be honest. I'm a biased caster in this case. I think Furia will ultimately take the series, but I do want to see if they struggle on Mirage. I think that could be another really close game. Kills go down straight away. It's the CT side coming ahead, as the push again is just a little bit too hectic from Art. He's a ballsy player, but it doesn't always pay off, as they now go into a 4v2, and Team 1 have got it! So little health on Yuri, there's no way he pulls it off, and indeed, he falls at the hands of IDK from heaven. Team 1 are on their way. They are making this happen. It's much closer than it should have been on paper. But this is what we said. We did our research before the game. Furia tend to struggle here, and their terrorist side so far. I mean, Art, to me, I'm not sure where it's coming from a lot of the time. He's getting super aggressive with no support utility going down. Now taking the op out while the rest of the team have deagles. I mean, it balances the economy well enough. Cerrado fully invests. Look, this economy is definitely being messed with on the terrorist side. You can say that. They're experimenting. Art just gets lit so heavy. Was that a nade? He's on 46 HP. As Able J aggresses forward, nothing to be done by him. I would have rather see someone take, like, focus more heavily on utility. That's been a big problem for them. Supportive utility in particular. They've been fine on smokes, but on flashing each other through to angles in the last couple of rounds, that's where things have fallen apart. And this recovery from Team 1 is almost unheard of without massive mistakes being made on your terrorist side. Especially for a team that we saw in the previous map dominate. A map which is generally much more difficult to approach on the T side. Try peeking in case Cerrado gets lit down to 28, and with Art having the... Look, like, what are we doing watching Barton here? With Art having an AWP and pushing all the way up behind, he's not getting anything done. Bit takes him down with a quick headshot, and so it's all on to Cerrado. Spamming away on the deagle, hoping to find some kills long range. It's not happening. And 14 to 13. It's not a nice spot for Furia to be in. They're so close to victory, but they have been for quite a while. I mean, what's this? 3 consecutive rounds for Team 1. Before that, they had 5 consecutive. And with Bit and IDK just fragging like crazy right now. I'm curious to see the opening duels, though. This is what I was going to check earlier on. Damn. And this highlights it so much. Like, I don't know what has happened to Art. He played super aggressive and died early round a lot in map number 1. But they had a pretty dominant side in all, so it wasn't enough that it was convincing. He has won 4 opening duels and lost 8. Like, he's participated in 12 of the early engagements out of 27. That is a huge rate, and he's been successful 33% of the time. Aggression down towards B early on forces Team 1 out of short. But they still have 3 players here as Furia push towards the bomb site with a Mac-10 in hand. Art again is going to be leading the way with the SG. But Vinny on the Mac-10 gets flashed through. He's going to drop down behind them. Oh my god, Vinny! Yuri's there to support a bit, but Vinny shreds them on the Mac-10. So much money gained and such a heavy advantage in a 4v2. The man was blind and he just drops down behind them. It's like a scene from Assassin's Creed if they had shotguns, shredding them to pieces. IDK and Maluke now have to try and pull this back, and it's a position where fiscally it's viable to go for this, but time-wise, you hear that bomb ticking away. They've not got a whole lot to work with, and the fact that they haven't found any openings pushes them towards not aggressing. IDK loses so much health. He's got to try to exit here and stay alive. I found myself ducking for him there, as he got quite a hefty haircut. Doesn't even get charged for it. Furia being nice to their opponents, giving them free haircuts. I could have used one of those. If I knew they were just dishing them out. 15 to 13, one more round needed for Furia. 2 for Team 1 to take this to an overtime, and I'll definitely give them a good chance there. I said the reason that I thought Team 1 had a decent opportunity to actually win this series, or at least make it to a 3rd map, was because of Overpass when we started it out. And to all of you that laughed at me, take that! Alright. But they had such an abysmal T side, and you can see now, if they had found the pistol round, they'd be on 15. They'd be close to closing it out. Nice nade drop through as well. Yeah. Nothing followed through. Furia make it down towards connector control. Don't get punished at all. IDK almost takes his teammate out, and I don't mean for dinner. As Furia have a lot of players outside of the B side, they haven't yet aggressed or taken the bomb down there. Eventually you're going to see Yuri start the rotation with that bomb though, so it is going to be ultimate commitment towards B. Excusez-moi. Yuri takes down TRK and putting it into a 4v4 as they close towards the bomb site. Team 1 now in an awkward spot. They've got to pull this back. Smokes are down to allow Fury to at least close in the distance. Get that bomb planted. Art, look at this man. He just doesn't stop. He's on 19 HP. He's still going. Eventually he decides better of it. I feel like this man only has a W key and an inability to look away from his opponents. Flash goes over, spotted early by Artsa. Nobody suffers to it. He's still going to be taken down as he was so low from the earlier on aggression, but Yuri's able to pull it back. 3v3, Barton goes down. Team 1 have one last chance. They've got to do it now. The Molotov in, forces him out into the open, but Yuri keeps on fragging. It's all down to Maluke and he gets nothing done. What a fantastic series it has been for Furia. Winning it 2-0 in a dominant enough fashion on map number 1. Mute that bomb, goddammit. But in the end, Team 1 pulled back a lot more than we expected them to, and I've got to give them props for that. This was the map where they looked the best, and after finding 3 rounds on the terror side, they bring it to 16-13. That's an incredible CT hold. They played so well in the early rounds of the T side, but ultimately Furia, with the first round that they won, just about stopping that plan from going through, and then winning on time. From that point forward, they dominated this game. They dominated the first half. Team 1 reset themselves, won the pistol, and then only gave a couple of rounds over to Furia, which shouldn't have been enough, but again, just thanks to their slow start, it was. It is a shame to see, and I really was rooting for them coming into that, but that's going to be the end of the series, guys. Furia progress on forward to the Americas Minor. Now we discover which one of the next 2 teams will be joining them there. Coming up in just about an hour, 50 minutes or so, is E United taking on New Identity, a team that has recently upset Cloud9 versus E United. They've been on kind of shaky form. I mean, we saw them up against Team 1 the other day in the ESL 1 New York qualifier. And it wasn't an incredibly convincing series, as they only barely won out Overpass, and Team 1 actually won Mirage. We're going to take a quick break anyways before things go through to the finale map. We'll catch you guys back here in about 50 minutes time. Go get your food, go get your drinks, do whatever you need to do. Congratulations to Furia, and I gotta say, commiserations to Team 1, but they've still got a chance. They can come down through the lower bracket, I believe. So it's not all over for them just yet.
Charge up your game with excitement. Highest odds on the market. Coverage of all live and pre-match events. Place your bets with Solid Bookmaker and win with your favorite teams. Take what's rightfully yours with GG.pro.